Einar Tangen joins me now from Beijing. He's a senior fellow at the Tai-he Institute and a current affairs commentator. Einar, we know that China and Cuba have been aligned for many decades, but if you can describe the state of China-Cuba relations right now.
Well, I mean, China has been a big supporter of Cuba. There was reference to this massive vote, 185 countries voting to end the embargo and tariffs and sanctions that the U.S. has against it. China was definitely in that camp. Remember, there's only two nations who opposed it. That was the United States and Israel. U.S. is kind of isolated on this. But I would go back to your report and emphasize this is the first visit by somebody from South America, but what this does is it completes the cycle of all the global South has now met with, in terms of regional basis, has met with Xi Jinping. And I think that's very, very significant as you see kind of a division between the global South and the developed North.
We've seen President Xi hold face-to-face diplomatic meetings with other leaders in recent months. If you can, to tell us about the importance of this Diaz-Canel visit. We know that Cuba has been facing many energy issues. What more does he hope to achieve? And then what are China's goals as well here?
Well, I mean, China, it's interesting when you say that Xi Jinping has met individually with leaders. I mean, it's a big contrast. I mean, Joe Biden had his meeting with, the Latin American countries. He had that big forum, but he met with them as a group, not individually. And the same thing happened with other regions, ASEAN, et cetera. Very few sideline meetings or individual things. So China's a very, very different approach to this. In terms of what Cuba would like, they would love to be able to be self-sufficient. They're about 37% sufficient in terms of renewable energy. If they could get that up higher, it would really help their economy, which is very dependent on imported oil. In terms of China, China is very interested in South America, but as a trade, not in terms of establishing some sort of tit-for-tat military presence there, as the United States has done in terms of surrounding 400 bases surrounding, in essence, China. I think it's two different agendas. One, persistent, the U.S. is trying to sell this idea that China's the threat and you need to have their security. China's narrative is, trade, stability. These are the cornerstones of a future world.
Right, and as you did mention, China has deep relationships across Latin America, the Caribbean, and even further south of those countries down there. For many of those countries, China is their largest trading partner.
Yes, and it will continue to be so. I mean, South America Latin America, I should say, has been largely ignored. And you've seen this kind of pink tide resurge there. It came in and then it went out and then it's once again back again. And this is very significant. People are looking for different models in terms of solving persistent issues. And a lot of those issues surround the ability to be self-sufficient. That means that they need access to technology and also infrastructure. And this is the message that China has been putting out there all the time. They're not telling any of these countries how they should run their internal affairs. They're simply saying, look, on a trade basis, I think we can work together.
Einar Tangen, always great to get your take. Thank you so much for joining us from Beijing.